Dear colleagues, good afternoon. I'm Valentin Pogachov. Today, on the framework of pilot project, the Speaker of Peaceful Life, we discuss the Vostok.SOS initiative and their activities during last year. Vostok.SOS initiative and its volunteers received applications from several thousand people asking where to get legal and humanitarian aid. Vostok.SOS was recognized as one of the best volunteer initiatives of the last year, and today we will discuss what are the most important issues for the IDPs. And we have Serhiy Piatnytsia from Siverskyi Donets Crisis Media Center, and Maria Guliaeva, Vostok.SOS activist from Severodonetsk. Please do not speak quickly. You have between 8 and 10 minutes. I'm Serhiy Piatnytsia. I'm coordinator of the Siverskyi Donets Crisis Media Center, which is located in Severodonetsk city. Severodonetsk is now the Oblast center of Lugansk Oblast, and charity activity and volunteer activity is very much developed here. And one of the best initiatives, volunteering initiatives here is Vostok.SOS. This fund, this charity foundation and volunteering initiative is very important. They provide assistance to IDPs and those who suffered because of the events in Donbass. Good afternoon, I'm Yulia, and I will describe in a couple of words when the organization was established. It was established in 2014 by the activists. When Crimea was occupied, the trafficking of kidnapping of people in the eastern Ukraine forced us to organize a hotline and provide assistance to people who wished to quit from this area. And we answered the questions how it was available to go to other regions of Ukraine, what assistance would be available, what legal assistance, etc. From September 2014, the problem with local residents arose. Thus, people living in eastern Ukraine needed humanitarian aid. They needed foodstuff, etc. Especially those who reside in so-called gray zone. It is not so easy to get there, and it becomes even more and more difficult to get there. There is no regular stores working in that area. There are no social payments paid in this area. Actually, people are left alone with their problems, and they are at the age of survival, the bare of their teeth, so to say, and they without our assistance they won't be able to survive. In Donetsk Oblast, we plan to open in Mariupol and Kramatorsk our offices. For the next year, we plan not just to provide assistance to those people, but to develop educational problems to organize training and sort of educational projects in the streets, to organize retraining courses and allow people to get new skills and to change their lives. Also, we have so-called informers. These are people who provide information to us about ordinary life in the gray zone. And that's why this allows us to keep regular contacts with Hromadske TV. Also, we are available in Facebook and internet, and review our materials. Thank you, Yulia. I have several questions. How many people are involved to your initiative? The second, you mentioned that hotline had been working 24/7, whether it is still working, and whether it still works, and there might be people who might be willing to call to it. It worked 24/7 around the week when there were active military events. Now it works through the week except Sunday from 9 till 9 p.m. Unfortunately, now not all the telephone numbers are effective. And I will let you know just one 099 or 102 7373. You may ask any questions. If you will need some additional assistance, our operators will redirect your call. How many volunteers, how many staff do you have? How many personnel do you have? For this year, we have up to 35 people. These are including volunteers and staff. And also we have volunteering supporters who come occasionally. This is above this number. You mentioned that your initiative provides assistance in the east and also for Crimea. Usually, in general, this is informational support, and our lawyers provide assistance via Skype or via telephone. Unfortunately, we cannot go to Crimea, and we do not have volunteers in Crimea able to assist us. We only can provide advice to those people who wish to go to Crimea. We explain what formalities they may need with passports, with official registration, etc. How fruitful is your cooperation with the state? And would you please mention your international partners? As far as I know, Vostok.SOS fruitfully cooperates with the Estonian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Government. We held regular roundtables with many authorities. Also, we contribute to development of the pieces of legislation and to drafting of some regulations. As for the international organizations, we have several partners among international organizations. They provide to us assistance in food stuff, which we deliver to the gray zone. Unfortunately, I do not have Evgenia Luchak, who is more familiar with international support. Dear colleagues, do you have questions? Serhiy Malarchuk, Yulia, would you please describe your interaction with international organizations or Ukrainian volunteer groups with the allocation of humanitarian assistance? Actually, I try to understand, could not it be so that some cities or villages or towns get plenty of food stuff while others receive nothing and remain without any assistance? Thank you so much. Unfortunately, there is no coordination between volunteering organizations who goes where. We contact with local authorities in place and ask what they need, what are the situation. Actually, we go directly to people after consultation with local authorities. We go directly to people and give this food stuff into hands of those people who live there. Any further questions? And now, final question from me. You've been existing for 2 years. What are your plans for this year? This year, we wish to make more emphasis on education. We plan to organize trainings and street courses and to encourage people to strengthen self-educational efforts. In Donetsk and Lugansk Oblast, we created points of psychological support. Also, we organize so-called scholars' picnics. And next year, we will develop a big variety of different training courses. Yulia, and now more specifically about trainings. Do you have a specific agenda? In what locations do you plan to have them? We have just got this idea. We haven't made this specific plan or agenda yet. In Donetsk and Lugansk, we have in Lugansk Oblast, we have Severodonetsk, Starobielsk, Lugansk, our centers, and in Mariupol and Kramatorsk, we plan to open our offices, and in all those cities, we will open our educational programs. As soon as we find proper venues in those locations, we will organize our courses. Anyway, we will have special posts, special information about those courses on our website. I would like to thank to Yulia, to Serhiy Piatnytsia from Siverskyi Donets Crisis Media Centers. Thank you very much for your participation. Dear colleagues, thank you for being with us. I would like to remind you that next Tuesday we will have